What a different story people would have to tell if they would adopt a definite purpose and stand by that purpose until it had time to become an all-consuming purpose. Napoleon Hill wrote those words in The Laws of Success. Hello, this is Bob Proctor with another edition of the Freedom Series, and I have a question for you. Do you have a definite purpose that guides your ambitions, vision, and goals? It doesn't matter how you think you arrived here on this planet or under whose direction. The fact remains that each of us has specific talents and gifts that are uniquely coded within our own DNA. As you go through life, you don't just pick up things you like doing by chance. You discover what you're good at because you were meant to discover it, just as you were meant to figure out what your fingers do or how your elbow works. Your unique gifts are hardwired into your system just as surely as your lungs are given their blueprint to breathe. And it's from these specific talents and gifts that you're able to define and determine your definite purpose, the reason why you're here. What's in you cannot be found in another living human being. In fact, it's quite possible that what you bring to the table hasn't been duplicated ever since time began. That's right. This purpose is serious business. If you fail to determine your definite purpose, everything else is wrong. It's like working with a broken compass. You may think you're going north, but you're not. You're not sure which direction you're heading, so you're just wandering aimlessly. Without your purpose identified firmly in your mind, you will wander through life, never quite feeling that you're in the flow. I say then that it's imperative you recognize what it is you're good at, what it is you really love to do. Your purpose in this lifetime is to do the thing that you love. Now, many people will stop me here and tell me that they know what they're good at and what they love to do most, but they'll never earn any money with it. Whoever gave you that idea? When you're sorting out your purpose, I don't want you thinking about that non-issue at all. You can earn money at anything. Once you determine your purpose, you won't even have to think hard on how to earn money. It's as if you're being guided by an unseen hand, heading in the right direction, and everything falls into place. The key to your life is not that you settle for the safe thing that will bring in the money. The key is to turn and do what you really love. Fall in love with an idea. That's your life. That's your purpose. Fall in love with an idea. More often than not, when we think of love, we tend to think of two human beings in love. When they're in love, they enjoy the same ideas. Their feelings are in harmony. Love is resonance. Love occurs when two entities are on the same frequency. So when a person falls in love with an idea, their conscious and subconscious are resonating. They're in sync. And it's what's going on in the mind that dictates the vibration of the body and moves the body into action. So you must first allow yourself to fall in love with an idea. What is it you really love to do? The psychologist Alfred Adler once said, "I am grateful for the idea that has used me." When you fall in love with an idea, it guides you. You don't guide it anymore. Nor are you going to find yourself digging around for ambition or seeking to achieve your purpose. It'll push you out of bed in the morning long before your alarm clock considers doing the same. When you land on your purpose and truly start doing what you love, it's like being 12 years old again, waking up to your first glorious day of summer vacation. What might have been drudgery for you just a day before is now grand opportunity and discovery. You're loaded with ambition. Did the weather change? Did the sun rise several hours sooner? Of course not. The only entity that changed between the last day of school and the first day of summer vacation was you. In similar fashion, acting on your purpose pushes your ambition through the roof. The gifts within you were programmed to sing in a spotlight on center stage. Ambition is the talent agent that promotes these gifts and believes in your gifts to get them to that stage. The performance you do from that stage, that's your life's purpose. Purpose gives meaning to why you're doing what you're doing. It's time to listen to that inner voice, to give serious attention to what comes naturally to you, what gets you juiced, what gets you moving at the start of each day. It's time to sit down and have a serious truth session with yourself. Nobody knows your gifts better than you. It's an innate sense that you have. I don't care what your parents, guardians, teachers, bosses, and best friends have said in the past, and neither should you. In this session, don't even entertain any negatives about yourself, past or present, real or imagined. Understand that negative images have been crowding your mind since your first week on this planet. Even your first school papers were marked in red slashes when you were wrong. That red mark drew your entire conscious attention, even if it was the only mark on the entire page. It shifted your energy completely. You might have brooded about it for days. It might have made you fearful of the next mistake you'd make. In many cases, it's this ongoing conscious attention on negativity and failure that keeps people from making any kind of different directional move in their lives. You've had failings in your life. I've had failings in my life. When we fail, it's not a fault issue. We simply were not in harmony with what we were trying to do. You might have had a failed relationship in your past that's left you with the opinion that it was your fault. You play the tapes back again and again, rethinking what you said or how you acted. You're so embroiled in what you should have done differently that you're not seeing the bottom line truth. The relationship was not in harmony. It wasn't resonating. You might have failed in school. How can you get straight A's with something you're not in harmony with? When I was in grade school, I was bored to tears. I didn't pay attention and I didn't get very good marks. Because I didn't get good marks in grade school, I expected the same, and my teachers expected the same when I got into high school. So what did I earn in high school? Bad marks. In Canada, we high schoolers had the option of attending a more academic college setting versus a trade school setting. I remember telling a teacher that I was going to be applying for the academic college, at which point I was immediately told, "Don't go there. You'll never do well in academics. Go to the trade school instead." See, the masses are obsessed with conformity rather than creativity. I know you've had a great deal of input from well-meaning people who would rather you just stick to the status quo, even if it's making you miserable. In their eyes, the status quo is safer, less invasive, more comfortable, and it doesn't push them into thinking about their lives. I listened to my teacher. I conformed to what the masses thought of me, and off I went to trade school. I wasn't even there a month before I shoved my thumb into a bandsaw. Why did I fail there? I was going in the wrong direction. I wasn't on purpose. I wasn't listening to myself, to what was true within me. In fact, I didn't think I was very special. I spent decades of my life thinking I wasn't very special. You must recognize the unique gift of you. You're an individualized, phenomenal expression of life. If you start focusing on the mysteries, the spectacular parts of you that come together in perfect harmony in order to just accomplish the writing of your name, you begin to see the wonderful, complex person that you are. Add to that the ability to paint in oils, put a car's engine together, program systems that make thousands of people's lives easier, play the piano without looking at a note, add and subtract reams of numbers, speak from a platform, match a person's hairstyle to their personality and lifestyle, fashion chairs and tables from a log of wood, put to paper a blueprint in your mind that becomes an architectural masterpiece, and you begin to discover the absolute awesome uniqueness that resides only within you. You're not on this planet to live someone else's dreams. What is it you love to do? Don't bother yourself with what anyone else says. That's why you're here. As I've already explained, when you're not on purpose, odds are that you're not going to build in the right direction. But equally as important is this. When you believe you've found your purpose, do not allow yourself to be dissuaded by opinions of others. Don't allow them to tell you in which direction to build. After about 5 years of working at the Nightingale Conant Corporation, I landed on an alarmingly great idea. I was going to do this on my own. I wanted to do just what my close friend and mentor Earl Nightingale was doing, but I wanted to do it under my own name and with the education and knowledge I'd been personally acquiring over the years. So I got a tape recorder. You know, one of those old-fashioned kinds with the big buttons and the red record button? You put the tape in and it clicks away while you talk into a microphone, that kind of thing. And I sat down and recorded my thoughts on the subject of personal growth. Now,